So I was just asked a really great question that I've never thought about answering before. And that was, a starter packet of sourdough, is this one loaf of bread or what? And the answer is no. This can be forever loaves of bread if fed regularly and taken care of. So when you purchase a starter packet, there's 3 starts in here. The reason there comes with 3 is because sometimes accidents happen and we kill our starter, so you have some reserves. Once you get good and going with sourdough though, then I can show you how to dehydrate some of your own and keep some in your pantry. In case of an emergency, you'll always have some of your sourdough to restart, reconstitute, and have going again. When you get your packet, you also get instructions with a QR code that takes you directly to my website, or my website is johnsonhomenc.com. It's got all my recipes up there and what I do with my weekly baking rhythm with sourdough. So once you get your starter and you reconstitute it according to the instructions on the back of the sheet, then you will eventually have a jar of sourdough, okay? So it's not gonna start out with the instructions I give you. It's not gonna start out as a whole jar. You'll build up to it according to the instructions. This is an inactive jar of sourdough. I used some yesterday to make bread, and I have not fed it yet. So I'm gonna feed it today because it really does need to be fed. Some people say daily. I can get 2 days out of mine before I need to feed it again. Once you feed it, you'll know after a couple of hours it starts growing, doubling, tripling in size, and it'll be lots of bubbles everywhere and it'll be ready to go. That's considered active starter. And you can use whatever your recipe calls for to make your sourdough. Usually with this amount, it's about 1.5 cups. You're gonna have extras left over that's called discard. You'll have enough to refeed another jar to continue forever and ever and ever loaves, or make another recipe. Okay, the last point I want to make about a starter packet is this is already sourdough in here. It's just been dried, and with some water and some flour, you're going to reconstitute it, meaning you're going to create an active jar of sourdough. So this has 3 starts in it in case of an emergency where you kill a jar. It allows the mold starts growing something crazy. You need to discard it completely, throw it away. You can start over. Okay, you don't have to start completely from scratch like I did a year and a half ago when I started doing sourdough. That's where this one comes from. So sourdough can live on forever and ever when you feed it properly and you take care of it. You bake with it all the time. So when you feed it with water and flour, according to the instructions, you are continuing on a jar of sourdough forever and ever. Amen. So you'll take some out for your recipe, you'll take some out to refeed a new jar, and then you'll have some discard that you can make some other recipe with, and your sourdough can live forever. Mwah.